YouTube, we're back with another e-bike review. This one's from Rattan.
What have you been up to?
I've been riding on a daydream.
It's probably going to be one of the better ones that we've reviewed since we've gone to some of the smaller folding ones. The best part about this has nothing to do with what you're seeing in front of the box here. It's with the people that we've been dealing with the company. You know, a lot of times whenever we do these reviews, we'll get some sort of introduction, and they'll talk about how much they love our channel and stuff like that. We actually have a viewer that works for Rattan. So it was nice when we got contacted by her, and she has made some really nice comments about our situation as far as what we've done, as far as our moving again. And it's nice. Her interaction has been very genuine. So if we're moving forward with this company in the manner of just being a person that purchases, you can expect that there's real people on the other end of your contact with them that actually have interaction with RVers. So with that said, we'll go ahead and get this thing broke open. Okay, packaging was pretty minimal in this case, actually a lot less clipping to do. This is a large step through. This is what you would call a cruiser style, I guess, step through cruiser. Does come with fenders, does come with a rack. I'll go over there and show that to you in a minute. You got these big tires, 26x4 as I mentioned. Then you have your setup for your springs or your suspension on the front. You have a remote speed lockout. I gotta check that out. That's kind of cool. Basically it looks like that you can, from the handlebars, change if you lock out those front springs or those front suspension. Now I'll be honest with you, we've never locked out our front suspension. So you guys in the comments put down a reason why you would lock out your front suspension, because we've never done it. Never had a need to. I don't know why you would, but again, that's why we asked for the comments. Everything looks pretty good so far. I'm going to go ahead and show you what comes in the box. Of course, this comes with a rear rack. This is going to be on the front spokes. It's a skewer to hold the front tire on. Your fender for the front. The bolts for the fenders almost always, and in this case too, they're in place on the bike, so they don't have another package that you got to be concerned with. This is the pedals and all the toolkit and the manual. Really cool. I'm going to save this. You guys will have to wait for this. Look how big the box is. Try to guess what it is. I'm sure you'll be able to figure it out. Big news here. I really like this. This is a 54.6 volt 3 amp charger. It's got its own little manual on how to use the charger. Most of them do. And the nice thing about this one, again, being 3 amp, just means that you're going to be able to put that big battery to use again by recharging shortly, or in a shorter amount of time. So that's nice. Again, look forward to this secret. All right, so it's all together. Take it for a drive. It's pretty quick. I get it up to 24 miles an hour with no effort whatsoever. The tires, of course, help with the suspension ride. This lockout that they have, it's kind of a quick lockout. You can see here, I think it's more on the gimmick side, tell you the truth. I don't really care for that. Again, in the comments, let me know why you would do that. The display on this thing is brilliant. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that on camera. I'll try to block out the sun as much as possible. You can read it in the light. The headlight's on, so it's a little bit dimmer than it would normally be, but I wanted to show you the headlight. That was the secret. Look at this monster. It's got 3 LEDs in it, and it's a projector bulb, and it puts out a pretty bright light from a distance. The hydraulic disc brakes, so this thing's stopping on a relative dime. The shifter is probably one of the smoothest, easiest shifters I've ever used. You have 2 thumb movements here that changes this red indicator from 1 to 8 with just minimal effort. It does have a thumb throttle over here to get you going. The grips on this pretty standard. They do have the bar end caps, so you can put the bar end mirrors in here relatively easy. You have a on-off switch underneath here. You do have a power button here that will give you an LED indication, and then this is your charging port on this side. Back here with the rack, again, this bike is including the rack and the fenders. You don't have to purchase those separately. You do have a Sun Race shifter. It's a Shimano gear set. So it's a nice, easy, real delightful sound when you ride down the road, except the tires got a little bit of a hum to them. And then the tail light, which I think is probably the most important light on the bike, is pretty bright. Heidi will pull the lever there. You can see the brakes. It does have a brake light. It does light up pretty well. The pedals on this are metal. They are wide. They have some cleats in them. Of course, everybody's got their own preference there. So riding the bike down the street, again, other than it being cold out or chilly for us, it moved at a pretty good clip. You can see how low the seat can go too. That was the other thing. Now this is a little tall for Heidi. Although this is a small frame, they call it a 26-inch frame. She can still ride it. She just said it's a little bit tall for her liking. Now I could reposition the seat and make it to where it points down a little bit more, probably make it a little bit easier. But it's a nice ride. It's a good ride going down the road. So overall, obviously, we say yes. Just the interaction with the company alone made this a bike that I would consider. And now that we got it, this is, as far as the design and the build, very close to some of the other brands that we've had. It ranks right up there. I say as far as a step-through fat tire bike, this is number one, number two. I think that there's things about this that make it number one. There's other things about it that I think make it number two. But you can't go wrong with it. So as far as a fat tire step-through bike, if height's not too much of an issue, which you can see Heidi riding it, I say go with it. You're not going to have an issue with quality or durability or anything like that. Of course, long run, you can only count on the bike lasting as long as you're willing to take care of it. I can make these things fail immediately. I can make these things last forever. But you can see as far as the build, I mean, these are some great welds that are on here. Very good quality. Nice gusseting to help with this V. But it's a good solid feel. There's nothing rickety about it. And as far as the ride distance for me, again, I'm 6 foot tall, 260 pounds, on the high end of 260, almost 270, and it's very comfortable. I don't have any qualms about it. And again, the step through is nice because if I have some kind of luggage on the back, I don't have to try to swing my leg up and over everything. So links are down in the description. What do you think about the ride?
It's a smooth riding bike. My height level might be to me, it might be the maximum, however.
Of what you can handle.
Yeah. I'm 5'4", so it's a nice bike. I like the display. I can see it very well. It's easy to operate. The brakes are very nice.
I also forgot to mention about the bike itself. This is an aluminum frame. It's not steel. It's still heavy. It's still a heavy bike. You're in 80-pound range here for sure. And it is designed in California. Now, I don't know exactly what that means, but it does have some kind of ties to California, probably because it's a cruiser, inspired by California for sure. And they do make accessories. I'm sure they make a front rack. That's why this is here. So, what would you give it overall?
From out of 10?
Yeah.
Out of 10? I would give it a 10.
Yeah.
It's a very nice bike.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah. When we were opening it up, I wasn't real sure about the color, but I think it was with playing around with the white. But it is red, and it is a very nice color.
Yeah, yeah. To me, it looks a little pumpkin-y, kind of Ohio brown, or Cleveland brown to orange almost. That's what it looks like to me. Yeah, I'm colorblind, so I don't know. All right, so the links are going to be down below. If you decide you want to go with this, go ahead and click the links. It'll take you right to their site. It'll help support this channel. And Heidi will close it out.
As always, we hope to see you out there. Bye.